What's up, mouth? It's your boy Bree and Zelmae coming back at you with another video and reminding you to keep something amazing can happen. Yo, I ain't did that in almost 2 weeks. Well, I did it one time, but it was weird because it hurt.
It's so good to hear it back normal again.
Let's go. Like it was like I was choking on my tongue. That's not good. And we here with the beautiful star of the show, Bree.
Hey, yo, what's up, guys?
Everybody doing? I know we took a week off, man. I had to heal, man. I had to heal.
Yes.
Gotta heal and meditate, you know what I'm saying?
Gotta make sure he right, okay?
Yes. But today we got an important topic today. We encourage you to get out and vote. Yes, that's the topic of the day. Get out and vote. By the way, for people that don't know, we got our 4K hours. We might be monetized soon, so be excited for that. The people on YouTube. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You know what we doing out here, so you know what I'm saying? And on the other side, I know y'all liked the last episode of Purpose, and we ain't really had an episode on the podcast since the last episode of Purpose. Well, according when we do this, we're gonna have like 3 by the time this happens. But but yeah, November 3rd is around the corner. It's literally nowhere. I was shocked when they were like, "Yo, you got less than a month."
23 days. We got 23 days.
Yeah, I'm like, you got less than a month to get this done. I'm like, whoa, that is very fast. I don't know if I was even ready for that.
I looked up today and I was like, oh my God, like we're halfway through October. Like it's almost time, okay? It did come out of nowhere.
Yeah, I was like, what? Just had our first debate and it was terrible, but today we're not talking about the debate or the presidential candidate. We're talking about voting, exercising your right.
Listen, we could spend all day talking about the people we have to vote for, okay? At this point, I'm not going to tell you I don't care who you vote for because I absolutely do care. But the main purpose of this is to encourage you to exercise your right to vote, okay? Know your resources, know your poll location early, know where to go before the day of so you don't be lost and miss your opportunity. Plan ahead. If you know you got to go to work, try to go before because you know after work the line's going to be super long. You're going to not want to wait in line. If you can go during your lunchtime, go during your lunchtime. Remember the social distance still. Wear your mask, mind your business. You can early vote in some states. I know here in Georgia you can early vote. So I think early voting starts next week. So if you can early vote, put your ballot in the mail-in thing. Whatever you gotta do, please get out and do what you're supposed to do. Not what you're supposed to do, what you have the right to do. Because we have the right to vote.
You do have the right to vote. People fought for that. People battle for that. Even if you don't care about the main card, I got the main card like it's a boxing match. But even if you don't care about the main card, the lower is more important to your individual life. Just know that.
Yes.
Your supervisor has more influence on you than the president do. Trust me.
Absolutely.
Your rent, how much everything costs, your oil, the price of everything. Your supervisor and your mayors have way more to do with that than your president because the president can't make the whole country a universal gas price. That's why if you go to Hattiesburg, gas for some reason was 50 cents cheaper than everywhere else in the state.
Everywhere else. I used to love it. Everywhere else, it was always cheaper.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going home with gas like $2.85, Hattiesburg $2.34, and I'm like, what world do I live in?
Yes. It's not just the presidential election. We have other things to vote for. In each state, you can look up like a mock ballot of what your ballot will look like when you get there so you'll know what you're looking at once you get there and you won't be confused. Just Google mock ballot for your state. It also lets you know your registration status. I don't know if it's too late for you to register to vote. I think we've kind of missed the mark on that if you haven't. But check and see anyway. But look, just be prepared. Don't go in there lost. And don't just go picking names just because they belong to a certain party. Do your research. You got 23 days to do your research.
Yeah, Mississippi, they voted Republican for the one of the main roads in there, and he's then cleaned up half the state, which I was complaining about for 15 years, so it didn't matter. He actually went to school with my brother, which was a very interesting fact.
Dang, that's crazy.
So the dude, like a Republican, he the one that found out that they were paying all these people, like Brett Favre and them, $3 million to not show up to the event. Ted DiBiase family for some council service. I'm like, that's supposed to go to poor people?
Yeah,
DiBiases are millionaires. So he found out all that. So it don't matter what party you belong to or whatever.
It's about their morals and their values and how they can help you. Okay?
Especially the local point. So you want to focus on that. Then they got all kind of little laws that different states vary in. Like Mississippi got marijuana. I know last time Florida had a big law on people that went to jail can vote if they got acquitted or something, because normally they couldn't do it. All kind of stuff like that.
Yes, there's a lot of things on your ballot, so please research them. Social media is very helpful during this time, but do your own research. Don't depend on anybody else to give you the information that you need to make the best decision for you, yourself, and your community. And we got to, like, we can't sit at home and be like, both parties are trash. I'm just gonna not do it. You have to, at this point, we have to think of the lesser evil. And I hate to use that kind of terminology when you speak about like leadership of the country or in your city and your county and your state. But you got to think about the lesser evils. No one is going to 100% align with your morals or values, because we're all individuals, and the people in leadership have to cater to not the majority, but what works for their state. So always think about that. Know that you won't agree with 100% of everything that either side says or decides or puts into play. But you got to think about who will relate to you more and who will help more in the present and for the future, because they're going to come in putting some things in place that will be very, very, very difficult or near impossible. I don't want to curse today. Near impossible to reverse. So please make informed decisions. Don't go in there writing in Harambe this year. He's gone. We can't do that. I mean, come on. We got to be smart. We got to use our common sense this time around.
Harambe would have been an awesome president, man. Harambe. Shout out to Harambe, man. RP. We lost a legend too soon.
We lost the real one. We did lose a real one.
But yeah, man. Like Bree said, get out there and vote. Know what you're doing. And like she said, no one's gonna agree. Basically, if you're an individual and you're not in some cult mindset, you won't agree with everything someone does.
Correct.
Because that's very dangerous. Because if you agree with everything somebody said, it's probably a Jim Jones effect or something like that. No, we don't want that. We don't want no Jim Jones.
We want you to be individual. We appreciate your individuality.
Yes.
But don't use that as an excuse. So, Trevor, what excuses have you been seeing on social media that you've been hearing why people won't vote?
My vote don't matter, which can be defeated by the fact that someone said my vote don't matter. 500,000 people say my vote don't matter, and somebody win only by 200,000 votes. Your vote would have mattered if y'all combined together.
Exactly. If you would have stopped telling other people. So yes, personally, it took me a really long time after the 2016 election. 2016, right? 2016 election.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like up until like two months ago, how long it took me to really come back to like, okay, yeah, I have to go vote, and I have to not put into the atmosphere that it doesn't matter, because that affects other people. People listening to you, whether you think they are or not, because I'm not gonna lie to you, in 2016, after I voted and I found out that Hillary Clinton had won the popular vote, which is the people's vote, and still didn't win the election, I was done with the United States of America. Okay. I was like, my vote doesn't matter. Like, is that what y'all are telling me? Like, we did all this work, we did this, and she still didn't win, kind of. So we got to heal from that. We got to shake back from that. And we just have to go 2 times as hard, really 6 times as hard as people, as a generation of millennials, because when we say something, we mean it. So we gotta kind of revert, because we're the one. We gotta beat the boomers, really. Honestly, if you want me to be honest with you, like if we don't go outvote the boomers, we might not end up in the best situation. So we just have to step up and do what we gotta do.
Yeah, and then another one would be it's the typical I don't like nobody, so I ain't gonna vote. Even though, like I said from the beginning, it's a lot on that ballot.
So much on there. Like I was like looking, I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize how much I'm actually voting for, because people just put their main focus on the president and the vice president, but there is so much more locally that we need in our own towns that are really going to matter, that we have to focus on.
Yeah.
So it don't matter. You don't know them to like them. You have, in order to like or dislike someone, you have to know them personally, and we don't know them personally. No, I don't agree. Now let me tell you something. I'm saying that to be politically correct because we have to vote. I understand your frustrations of not agreeing with the candidates' morals or their values or what they want to implement into the country. That is different from I don't like them. You might not like what you see or what is perceived, but you don't know them to not like them. And I think I hold that, like, that's a value that I hold very dear to me. If I don't know you personally, or if you don't know me personally, you can't like or dislike me because you don't know me. Um, so in that sense, you don't know these people. Yes, we don't like a lot, majority, almost 100% of the things that are being implemented or the moral standard of these people, but we still, and that should make you want to vote more. That should make you want to do it more because you've seen how bad it could be. And honestly, could it get worse? Yes, it could if you don't go vote. So here we are.
Yeah, and like I said, it's stuff on the ballot, and they write ballot in like dumb logic, or it don't make sense to you. Like you have like executive 75A, 75B, and then the one you think A says at the first line says what you think it is, but you read it, it's not that, and the other one say what it ain't, but then it goes to it, so it'll be very confusing. So read before you
study the ballot before you go. Yeah. Know it before you be like, okay, this what this mean. This what this mean. If you have questions, I'm sure somebody on Twitter, somebody on Facebook, somebody on Instagram know the answers. I found a lot of answers for the stuff that's on the ballot in Georgia, and I was like, I did not know what that meant, but now that I do, I know what to put.
Yeah, because they'll put 65A, 65B, or just 65, and they all will say the same thing in the first 2 lines, and then they'll just explain it later on in a bunch of jargon that doesn't make sense. So read. Make sure you pay attention.
Legal jargon. Please pay attention, because that is another way. If you just want to click some buttons and go there, we can't do that.
Yeah, man. And like I said, vote your local and everything. Figure out who they are, because I know a lot of y'all. They're like when I was young, I didn't know who half them people is at the bottom. I could be voting for Ted Bundy out here.
I was like, I don't even really know what any of this is. Like, and then like living in like in 2016, I think was the first time, maybe second time, because I think I voted for local election that year. But second time, like my very first presidential election was in 2016. That is crazy. And like being in a newer city, like not in my hometown where I knew the people that were running for government, for like the local offices. And so I really was like, I have no idea who these people are. So if you're in a newer city, in a city where you're unfamiliar, it'll behoove you to kind of research somebody to know what they're doing for your community and your city or your state even, so that we can make, again, informed decisions. That is the most important part of this whole podcast. Make informed decisions.
Yeah, make informed decisions. And no, we are not stripping to get you to vote, as we've seen celebrities do it. I'm like, okay, I get it, but that's too much. It's too much. TEW much.
Listen, if it gets the job done, if you have to see a stripper to be like, you know what, that made me decide to go vote, I'm okay with it.
It's like a 6-year-old man. No,
we're not doing that.
You demotivated me.
We're not doing that. I don't care, and I don't want y'all to think that we're like shoving voting down your throats. Because everybody has a right, and like I was explaining to people before, like our people fought for us to have the right to vote. So the right means yes I can or no I can't. It's your right, but what I want you to do is, again, make the informed decision not to vote. Like, and I don't know how you make that decision. I can't logically figure that out. But if you can make an informed decision not to vote, that's important. As long as it's informed and you stand by that, and in the next 4 years you have absolutely nothing to say about the people you didn't vote for, or you have something to say and don't publicize it. Everybody got an opinion, but it don't always have to be put on social media. So do your thing. I don't know what that is, because I can't say do the right thing, because whatever the right thing is for you is not right for somebody else. So do your thing.
Yeah, do your thing. By the way, make sure, and if you learn something, inform someone else. Sitting on knowledge is not. Some people some people just learn if you tell them or explain to them why or who to vote for or whatever. Especially younger people who don't think it's important. Just like, yo, listen, this happened. What are your values? There's Supreme Court decisions that's up. There's other decisions that's up. What are your values? What do you appreciate? What do you want? And aligning with that. That's important too.
Teach the people. Teach the people.
Yeah, teach the people.
Each one teach one. We have to bring the younger ones up with us, because the generation behind, they think millennials are out of their minds. They think we're out of our minds. The generation behind us,
they a lot for you.
They are out of their minds, okay?
Well, shout out to Gen Z though, man. You know what I'm saying?
Gen Z is, I think they're the most. We were ruthless. We as a generation are ruthless. We go against the grain. We do what we want to do.
Our
we say how we
was meaner.
Yeah, we say how we feel. We're not gonna let you step on us. But Gen Z,
they're a little more sensitive though. They out there.
They are much more sensitive, but they don't care about a lot of things.
Yes, like they like I ain't gonna lie, Twitter in 2010 was very different.
Man, we used to get on Twitter and roast. I'm talking about, we would go in on each other for hours, strangers going in on each other for hours and laugh it off. Yeah. Now, you make a joke,
you have to go back and check your Twitter just to make sure. Did I say something crazy? Did I say something crazy?
You've been reported for harassment. I'm like, what he said was the sky was blue. Now you're upset.
Yes, it's like I'm like, but 2010 was a different time, different cultural impact.
We're gonna have to talk about that. Yeah. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. So it's a setup. See, we foreshadowing. See how they do. But yeah, shout out to Gen Z though. They get stuff done in some ways though. I don't always agree with it, but
they have they have their own way of doing things.
Yeah, and
their own logic also. But yes, put that on the list. We're gonna tackle that one.
But yeah, we also got our own thing. We do it a little different. It ain't nothing wrong with different. People seem to get real upset when you do something different than they do now. I don't understand.
People do not like change. They don't like new stuff. I be like, but this way is better and it's easier. Why would I do that?
Yeah, that's for the boomers, Gen Z, and the millennials. It's all they ain't a diss at nobody. Everybody kind of don't like to disagree with this stuff. So that's why we telling you to vote and think for yourself. Please. We're not trying to tell you how to think.
Nobody said anything about, we not on here talking about, I'm gonna vote for such and such, so you should vote for such and such, and this is why, and this is why. No, we want you to make informed decisions. We want you to go out and be active. Don't be lazy come November 3rd. Don't get all of a sudden tired, and now you don't get too busy. Plan ahead. Do your research.
Social
make
distance.
Informed decisions.
Social distance and mind your business.
Social distance and mind your business. Okay, that's it. Social distance and mind your business.
Yes, social distance, mind your business.
And you don't have to be angry with somebody because they didn't vote the way you voted. Hey, I'm not gonna be mad at you because you didn't vote the way I voted. I'm gonna just unfollow you on social media.
That's the way you do in 2020. Protect your peace.
I'm gonna protect my peace. That's it. I have, it's called Instagram followers and Facebook friends. We don't agree on everything, but some stuff is a hard line, and that's one of them. So sorry.
2020, we not arguing. Even though I do prefer a good debate every once in a while. But I can't debate with people no more.
Constructive debate is cool. But I'm not arguing with you. I'm kind of going to just block you and move on with my life. I'm not arguing about no stupid stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I enjoy a good debate. But, you can't debate people no more. Like, I'm telling somebody to vote, and they'll just give me the dumbest reason to not to vote.
Why are you voting? Voting is not for our people. I was about to say something else because I'm about to turn to Dr. Umar. But I'm not.
It was not, I'm like, they go into this whole diatribe about something crazy that they don't even know the history of, really, and they just
heard it from somebody else and said, "Oh, I like that."
that sound like my alley, and I'm like,
it sound good. It sound like I'm woke.
Yeah,
go back to sleep. It's fine.
Yeah, man. If you're in a system, you can either not participate in the system, therefore never changing it, or you can participate and try to slowly change it.
And if I swear to you, if you tell 5 people and tell them 5 people to tell 5 people, there can be change. Like, word of mouth is very powerful. The same way we spread gossip, I'm talking about straight out your mouth to somebody else's ears. Now 50 people know it. It could be the same way. But you have to tell people the truth and not just tell them what you heard or what you conjured up in your sleep, in your subconscious, because you drank too much. All right. You just, come on.
Yeah, so the basis of that is to go vote, make your change, even if it's a small one. It's a change. You know who never wins? You know who always loses? I've done, Bree. I have done like 100 giveaways in the last month on my Twitter randomly. I have won twice. Everybody like, yeah, people like, yo, I won $300 and I won $50. Let go.
Because I never do that. You know what, Trevor? You have ignited a fire in me because I never do it. Like, hey.
All it says retweet. I'm like, okay. I'm going to use my old account. By the way, I got a new Twitter. That's a segue.
Hey.
Yeah, that's my main Twitter. The other one going to be me just posting random giveaway because I follow a lot of people I don't care about following. I follow like 3,000 people on my other Twitter and not 3,000. I follow about 2,000 and my followage is 2,000. So it's about the same. I got a few more people I follow, but it's a lot of people I don't care about. So I like, yo, they just follow the people I care about. I'm tired of seeing this random person I don't know who they are complaining about random things in life that I don't care about. But they can see the giveaways on the other account though.
You can try to get this money if you want to.
Yeah, you can retweet and follow this random person.
Give away some money.
But yeah, my point is basically, you can't win if you don't try. You can't change if you don't give no effort to change.
All change is good change. I mean, all change is change. Like, all change ain't good change. But any change, okay? It's a movement in a direction.
Yeah, right now we're in a change shortage, corn shortage. Come with the correct change. But
I never take correct change. I'm like, I need this for my money jar.
Yeah, but the point is, I was saying, as we was talking about, is that at the end of the day, if you don't participate, nothing you complain about will ever change. If you don't want to be an alcoholic no more, taking the steps not to be alcoholic, you're never gonna change.
You're always gonna be alcoholic.
Yeah, if you're a toxic person, and you just like to put toxic energy out, if you don't never want your personality to change, you're gonna stay a toxic person.
I am triggered.
You closer to Gen Z, you be alright.
I ain't close to them. You just, what's the one before us? Who before us?
The boomers?
Gen X. No, it's one in between the boomers. And Gen X?
I think so, maybe.
That's my mama now. You closer to them.
Whoa.
Talking about I'm closer.
Whoa. Well, my brother 8 years older than me, and he's still a millennial, so I'm in the middle.
Are you sure he's a millennial?
23 to 38. I'm 29. I'm in the middle.
I'm in the middle. I'm in there. I'm a real one.
I'm dead in the middle. I can't even claim someone else if they change it. Like, oh, we're gonna up Gen Z to 25. I ain't done. We're gonna lower the next other generation. I ain't done either. I'm
in the middle too. I made it. Okay. They told me 94 was the last good year. And I'm saying I'm in there. I am there. Okay. I made the cut.
Yeah.
Made it.
Let's go. But yeah, basically if you don't change, if you won't change, participate. I know it sucks. I know the system ain't what you want. I know everything ain't like you want it. But the world ain't sunshines and rainbow. By the way, in SARS, Nigeria's going through it. Pray for those people.
Yes.
Their police brutality is insane right now. Like, America is. But over there, they laws let them do it. Just like Jim Crow. Learn about Jim Crow. I know a lot of young people and older people don't know about Jim Crow. Learn about it. But that's the level it is over there. Like, I'm talking about rape, everything. So pray for those people in Nigeria.
Castration. I didn't read about castration. I'm like, whoo, y'all out here.
Yeah, so we praying for those people. Keep them in your prayers. Look for something for that. And like I said, all of that leads up to the same thing. Vote. One law change can literally help that by a lot. Let's talk about, people don't want to talk about police brutality in this country. Let's be honest with you. It went way down. Still unacceptable levels. We're not going to pretend. But it went way down when everybody started putting body cam laws in. Now they just try to do it sneaky and they had to figure out ways around it. But that makes more effort. They have to work harder to do it. Even though some of them don't care. Which is sad.
At least make them work harder.
Yeah, at least. And we can actually be outraged because we see it on TV now. Twitter and all that stuff and Facebook and people recording it actually helps the movement and shines the light on stuff like that. Because if George Floyd didn't happen on camera, it wouldn't been no progress at all, or even an attempt at progress. So,
rest in peace, George Floyd.
Yes, rest in peace, Breonna Taylor. Everybody.
Arrest them murderers too. While we at it, arrest them.
Yeah, and watch out for it. And vote. Like I said, a simple change in these archaic laws can change anything. Just one change, just wording, just take one law. For instance, today we can do this show because Abraham Lincoln, whether you agree with him or not, made the 16th Amendment. Where they can't just be like, yo, you don't own nothing, we just take it from you.
Right.
They can't just take it from you now because that little law, it might not have helped. It did help a lot, but it might not have just did everything we wanted it to do. It might not have made us equal in that turn because they started making Jim Crow, but Jim Crow better than slavery. What we got now is better than. We got to see progression.
It's progression, not perfection. That's
it's
what we
a
are.
long process because slavery was 100 years ago, Jim Crow was 50 years ago. So in 50 years, maybe our children, grandchildren will have the life they want.
Closer, at least they'll be closer than us. And we have to make those decisions now and get active now so that they can have a better life than we did, like our ancestors did, and like our relatives and our families did for us 50 years ago. Like it can't stop here. We can't get complacent. We can't think with that we're just stuck here. We still got to make progress so that they can have more than we had.
And so we're going to end this with the 30-minute mark. Me, I'm so happy to be with my Bree Queen. Look how beautiful she is.
We back.
Yes, we back.
We back.
And I'm going to end this with a Tupac statement because it fits. I might not be the one to change the world, but hopefully I influence the one that does.
Yes.
So keep stopping. Something amazing can happen. Love y'all. Bree, any last word before we go?
Social distance, mind your business. Wear your mask, drink your water.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Mind your business.
That's a big one.
Mind your business.
All right, love y'all. Bye.
Peace.